So, Andrew, we've been talking quite a bit about business resiliency and how COVID has certainly exacerbated the need for every organization to build resiliency across the enterprise. Two seismic shifts in particular that come to my mind for the automotive and manufacturing industry are enterprise risk management and supply chain. Enterprise risk management clearly is organizations need to identify and assess the impact of COVID and other business-related risks. And then also supply chain, not only the physical, but the digital supply chains, the quantification, and looking at the organization from a truly digitized platform. A few examples of seismic shifts that have really impacted businesses, especially automotive and manufacturing, have been the issues with the semiconductor shortage, as well as some of the chemicals that were needed in foam industry that came out of the winter storms out of Texas and Louisiana. I was interested, Andrew, what are you seeing in your side of the organization?
That's a great question, David. And I think what we're seeing, and certainly 2020 and COVID, pulled together and exacerbated a lot of things. But what we're seeing is the need all the way up to the boards to appreciate and understand the resiliency issues that every company has. And really making sure that there's a process in place to understand the key value drivers and understand those things that can interrupt those value drivers. Understand them quickly, and in a way that decisions can be made. Really exciting trend, I think, that we're seeing, is building on the ESG frameworks that a lot of organizations are developing and deploying because they think it's what their stakeholders and shareholders demand. But we're seeing an addition of R, so resiliency, to that ESG framework. And I think it's a true recognition of the importance of making sure that the supply chains are working, because that's what drives revenue for the companies. That's what people are buying, are the products of the companies. And how is there a process? Where is the process in the organization to make sure that all the different information is compiled and consolidated, is available for timely decision making, and is there so that when some of these very random stressors happen, so that when they happen, that there's a way to quickly understand the impact of them and pivot and shift if that's needed based on the severity of the issue. We're also seeing a very, very strong push to try to better data mine and pull information together so that all the good things that companies are doing in different pockets are pulled together, and that they're together are being used to make better decision making.
So, Andrew, what specifically is March doing to help clients build resiliency across their enterprise?
Another good question. And to me, that's actually the power of bringing the power of March to our customers and leveraging all the different capabilities and expertise we built. That's the fun part of our job. It's helping each client understand their specific needs and their specific situation. It's helping them understand their current strengths, where they already have some strong programs that can be built upon. And then it's wrapping around them to design a framework that's going to meet the needs, to deploy the framework, and then to move into steady state so that framework is being used to make decisions. To me, what's so important about it is, and I referenced it briefly before, but it's pulling together all the information that exists in the client's different parts of its organization, and it's pulling that information together so that we can actually see how everything fits together. We can run reports pretty quickly to understand situations, and we can use that to monitor the situation and hopefully help us anticipate some issues. But worst case, it'll help us expedite resolution. Take what happened the end of last week with the Suez Canal. If you have a process in place that recognizes that some key shipping routes are very important to you, and if those routes are damaged or interrupted for some reason, it's going to hurt. Well, then it's very appropriate to build a framework in place so that you can run some reports to say, hey, what if the canal is going to be down for 2 weeks? How many different shipments of mine would I expect to go through there? What does that do to my customer demand? What does that do to my raw materials? And use that so you can start making decisions quickly, and within an hour, perhaps start to formulate ideas instead of waiting weeks for the impact to be felt on its own. So we come in, we help the clients design, deploy, and implement steady state. We'll use our data and analytics, We've got super strong visualization teams to mine the data and bring it in a consolidated dashboard and really use it to help the client be more nimble.
Thanks so much, Andrew. That is really great insights from you and your team. And I couldn't agree more. Building resiliency into a business's enterprise has never been more important than ever before. And what we're seeing, not only is it just traditional ERM or supply chain, we're talking about digital supply chain, the use of data and analytics, but also how does ES&G, diversity and inclusion, suppliers selecting their own business models going forward and trying to enhance their own enterprise and their own business to protect their own customers, but then also things like climate change and sustainability. Clearly, resiliency is one of the most important things that organizations are going to be focusing on now and into the future.